I got a tattoo or piercing in the past. They gave me completely different aftercare instructions than what you gave me. Should I follow your aftercare instructions or continue to follow the ones that the person gave me in the past? Because they worked.
Good question.
Well, I think DaVo should start it off.
Yeah.
No. It's my experience that most of the piercing, especially because it was kind of a extremely underground thing up until 95, 96, so it's really an industry that's only about 20 years old. There's constant changes in the knowledge of what exactly works or doesn't work. So yes, you may have healed out your nipple piercing by using betadine or Hibiclens and not doing soaks and twisting it constantly for 6 months. But the reality of the situation is that you prolonged your healing period, dried out the tissue. It probably was grumpy the entire time, because mine were, because that's how I healed it out, because that's what I was told to do. So yes, the piercings did eventually heal, but there's a better option now. So whenever I'm approached with this situation, I like it if somebody asks me, why are you suggesting you do that? Why are you suggesting you don't do this? And have that conversation. Because the thing is you're dealing with the human body, and there is such a vast difference in how people heal, what their health is like, what their skin like, whether or not they use illegal or illicit drugs, all these things that can affect healing, what their diet's like, the amount of stress they're under on a daily basis, what they do for a living. So some things work for certain people that don't work at all for anybody else. So I usually like to have that discussion with them and go, this is why I suggest this is why I suggest this, because then you might learn something on top of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
What do you think?
I pretty much agree with him on that. A lot of times when people ask me that, I'll ask them what their previous time was, or what their previous healing situation was. And I've gotten some really off-the-wall ones before. I've had artists tell me, or people tell me that their previous artist told them not to get it wet, which floors me. It should be washed to me. In the 2 weeks, you should wash any part of your body at least once, regardless of having a tattoo.
Especially if it's a wound.
Yeah, more than once every other week. So yeah, I'll kind of like see what their options are. If it's my tattoo, it's a brand new tattoo that I did. I don't know your body as well, so there is a little bit of a give and take there. Your body might heal a little bit differently, and you have sensitive skin, so maybe something I suggest doesn't work for you. But I know that what I would suggest generally works across the board for everybody. So, and that's not me specifically, but any particular artist. I think it's definitely up to the artist to have some maybe one or two different variations, maybe sometimes, but that's not something I do.
You guys are way overthinking this.
Yeah, maybe.
Way fucking overthinking this.
I just put some
DaVo it's a little different because, like he said, there's tons of different spots on the body. There are different types of tissue you're piercing through, and yeah, they've learned that different metals, different spots heal different ways better, all that. Abrasions have pretty much healed the same since the dawn of man. You get an abrasion, they heal the same. So anyway, what I tell people when they come in and they've got tattoos, I'll look at their tattoos, and if they have nice tattoos, they look like they healed great. I ask them, how'd you heal your tattoos? Oh, I did this, I did that, I rolled around in horse shit. Are you happy with the way they healed? Did they heal nice? Yeah, do that. You know why? Because it worked. It worked. Whatever they did. Now, unless it's something crazy like roll around horse shit, I just kind of threw that in there. But unless it is something that should have been detrimental and you just dodged a bullet, I just go, okay, do that. Yeah. Because that's what worked for you. Great, because we already know we don't have to guess. You're like, okay, yeah, you put some lotion on it, you washed it. Okay, that's pretty much what I'd tell you to do anyway. Great, do that. What'd you use on it? Oh, I use this kind of hemp lotion magic, angel tear shit. Fuck, awesome, use it. It worked great. Didn't hurt. No, didn't sting. Nothing. Sweet. Yeah. Use it. Didn't kill you. And if they do say something all fucked up or it did not heal good, then I give them my spiel and say, well, this is what I would suggest to do. But it's pretty easy, especially if they got tattoos. Did it work? Do that. Yeah. Easy.
I suppose it's fair.
One and done. Because I think you almost open yourself up a little bit, and maybe it works both ways. But if they've got a tattoo that healed great, and you say, well, heal it like this, and then it doesn't heal good, well then
it's your fault.
You kind of, I should have done. But if you tell them, okay, heal it like you did last time, and they do, and it doesn't mess up, everybody's happy. If it does, well, either you fucked up and you overworked that shit and you suck, and let that heal for another 6 years and I'll fix it, or
your method isn't as great as it was the first time you got your tattoo.
Right? Yeah, and it's usually nothing too crazy. Most of the time it's I used some lotion on it, just kept it clean. I washed it in the shower. I'm like, yeah, cool. That's pretty much what I suggest, and just whatever you use on it, don't use too much. That's really the a big
generally
thing for me.
if they leave it up to me for my instructions, I try to keep it as simple as possible.
Yeah.
In that sense, though, just 2-3 times, give it a gentle wash, 10 minutes of air drying, and then throw some light ointment or lotion on it, something with maybe some vitamin E in it or something good for your skin. Yeah. And that is pretty much how I try to keep it as simple as that. Yeah. Like I said, I do get some off the wall weird things now and then.
Right. And what we should talk about is that what is that?
I don't know anything about it. I don't understand it.
What's that stuff called?
Dermaplast, the Dermaskin.
Dermaskin stuff. Okay, I had a client come in with some of that, and she was completely bewildered by it. And I can understand it. I see both sides of it. Some artists,
I don't like it myself.
Yeah, I don't use it, but this is what it is, just for people out there that might not know what the fuck we're talking about.
I don't.
There you go. DaVo being one.
We're all curious.
It's Tagaderm. Tagaderm?
Something like that.
Anyway, it's a product that goes over the tattoo once completed, and you're supposed to leave it on for an extended amount of time. I've heard somewhere around 3 days.
So it's a liquid bandage.
No, it's a large piece of packaging tape.
Yeah.
Clear.
It's a clear. The idea, I guess, is to keep all the feel good stuff your body's producing in there, and let that do its initial work, and then you take it off and heal it after that. And I think the artist is thinking it gives them a little bit more leeway. It's supposed to heal the tattoo a little quicker, a little easier, a lot similar to the way I tell people to wrap with plastic at night. It's the same idea, really. You're not letting the tattoo dry and get scabby. You're keeping that scab off. So if you're really heavy-handed, if you're known for having some pretty rough heels, I could see it being worth the artist saying, hey, leave this on. If I overworked you this time, hopefully that'll buy me some, it gives me a little leeway. I don't generally have a problem with my tattoos healing rough or anything like that. I hear all the time, they healed in 3 days, blah, blah, blah. There's no way that it could be healed in 3 days.
It just stopped hurting.
It stopped hurting, and there was really not a lot of flake. Yeah, there's no scabbing. Maybe it just flaked a little, which is great. It's awesome. So there's no need for me to use that type of product. Some artists feel if it gives their client a better chance of getting a nicer heel, and the client is comfortable with wearing it, I don't see the problem in it. But this client that I was talking to, she removed it the second she walked out of the store, because there was no way to her it made sense for her to be wearing this product for 3 days. She's like, no way, that's ridiculous. Why would it just didn't make sense. So maybe that's a bit on the artist, not explaining how the product worked and why it needed to be left on, and that it was completely safe for it to be left on that long. Some people might be running into that.
I understand the theory behind it, because it's going to trap in the your normal
the white blood cells and
the white blood cells, your probiotics, etc. But the problem with it is that if that area isn't cleaned properly to begin with, you're just creating a nice, wonderful, toasty, warm environment for whatever pathogens,
a little bacteria nest, kind of. Yeah.
That I don't know, because tattooing's not my expertise, how much oxygen plays in the part of the healing of the tattoo.
And maybe that product somehow exchanges oxygen.
Like a lot more to me, but
say what?
So to me, it's always felt like a lot more. That's the reason why I don't really like them, is because to me it suffocates. I had it done with my hand here, and I really did not enjoy having that.
You use the product then?
Yeah, I have used it, and I had it used on me. I just didn't enjoy it because, like I said, after a day or so of it being on my hand, it felt to me like my skin was suffocating. And maybe that's just because it was the back of my hand. It's an area that moves a lot and needs a little bit more of that skin being, flexibility, a little that skin being able to stretch a bit. But every time I clenched my hand, I felt it pulling against that adhesive.
Yeah,
And that
it's probably
was-
a rough area to have that type.
Exactly.
It just I just remembered I knew a gal that swore by it and said that I think that was like the only way she could really get a good heal is if she used that product.
Yeah.
So if it's just like everything else, I guess. If it works and it doesn't kill you, where's the harm?
But see, I'm old enough to remember when the carnies used to say, we're leaving on Tuesday. Keep that bandage. Don't take that bandage
Until
off for any
Wednesday.
reason until Wednesday.
Yeah.
So that when you took it off and you looked at it and went, well, it was supposed to be a panther.
It is
but now it
reminiscent
looks
of
like
that.
a Cocker Spaniel taking a dump on some weird lady.
Right, yeah. It is kind of reminiscent of that idea.
Yeah.
Too. But it is clear, so you can,
You can at least know what you got.
Kind of, but, she had a photo of, I think it was her boyfriend or something, she had a photo of his tattoo with the product on it, and you couldn't see the tattoo, it was...
Oh, really?
A little
The
bucket of
kinda-
blood.
Yep, the
Yeah,
blood
it was
kinda
like a
spreads
little...
out underneath it.
Well, yeah,
like
because
like a
anything that's
ketchup
underneath of
packet.
it, because I'm guessing it's watertight.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's a really weird product. I guess I have no need for a product like that, so I haven't really looked
I
into it.
guess if you're going to use it, you should research it a little bit more in depth.
Definitely, yeah.
you use it.
And if your artist is using it, they know their work. They should know that product. And if you have questions about it, ask them.
Talk to them. Ask them why. I always say this.
Better
It's
yet,
like
do the research yourself.
And then ask
Yeah.
them, and
So you have a little
weigh it and
educate-
see what sounds right to you. Really.
so you know you're not being led along by your nose.
Yeah. Right.
The thing I think a lot of people, when I give out aftercare instructions, they're based on averages. It's
Yeah.
not based on you Pacific, and I think people are confused by that because sometimes people will call me up and they're like, "Well, this is happening, this is happening," and I can usually figure out, well, you're cleaning it too much, you're using too much soap, you're not rinsing off, you're doing soaks 4 times a day. Why?
Mm-hmm.
And if you start, you can't handle that. And I've had some clients where it's like, we're having this issue or this issue, and I'm like, well, how often are you doing the soaks? I'm like, well, I think the salt may be affecting it, so let's cut that back to once a day. And instead of putting a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt in, make sure you're putting 1/8 of a teaspoon in. I know they don't make that measuring spoon, but you can figure it out.
Just the tip.
Just a tip.
Just the tip.
Just a little bit. It should taste about as salty as your own tears. Everybody knows what tears taste like. That's what you think. Most of us
All
know
too
it.
well, DaVo. All too
Yes.
well.
But I mean, we take this average there's an average number of people that have had success with this. There's the other thing about it is, and this is just going to key in the name of my business. There's those axioms, like don't scratch the tattoo, don't shave the area, don't soak in a hot tub, don't go swimming. And with piercing, it's that, and most of them revolve around not getting infected. And those things from person to person. Yeah, your Uncle Buck might have went out and got tattooed the day before he landed on Iwo Jima and didn't have any problem with that salt water. But the reality is the chances are he would have gotten an infection.
Yeah.
And that's why I've never understood like that.
Wow,
What is it? Which is the Samoans that always go out in the ocean right after they do it?
Yeah. That's spooky, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, counterintuitive. Well, in the Japanese, they'll sit in a very hot sauna, like,
A bath. Well,
Very
those
hot
people
bath.
are-
It's like fucking burn it into you, man.
Yeah. It's the culture is obsessed with bathing, though.
Not
Not a bad thing.
Hey! Oh, look at the time. The bathhouse closes in 5
Yeah.
minutes. But yeah, it works. So hey, I mean, I feel tattoos without having to scald it on to me.
Yeah.
But like I said, if they did it and it didn't die and their tattoo healed, then what's the harm in it?
And what brings up to me in my mind is it a genetic thing? In with Samoans when they went into the ocean, they had developed such an immune system
Oh, true.
to
They
the
live in that
point where
environment.
anything that was in that water, because they spent time in it all the time, wasn't going to affect them.
A white guy walks in there and
Yeah, you
Dies of-
got boils.
sperm green shit growing out of your neck or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there could be something to that. And that's maybe that's a badass fucking culture.
Yeah.
They're. I
Especially
don't know.
if
I
you
don't
have
think
a
you can really
traditional
kill them.
hammer.
Maybe they just don't die.
Yeah.
They're tough. I mean,
Yeah.
whew. You see those people?
Oh yeah. I've met a
Giant.
few.
Whew.
Yeah. I had an experience with a few of them in the Quad Cities, sitting around the edge of the pit, just punching people in the face.
And
Yeah,
what are you gonna
they
do?
were not to be. It was just like everybody else pushing around, doing the punk rock thing, having fun, and then Gee, did I hit a wall or a pole?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and
Another subject. Or let's get off that. Anyway.
yeah.
I think we covered most of it. I think mainly the best advice I can give is if something doesn't seem right to you or it seems silly for them to suggest that, ask why. The other thing I always encounter, and I don't know if you get as much with tattoos, is what kind of pain relief do I need to take? The reality is in most cases, unless you're poking it constantly, with tattoos, and even piercings, if you're handling it constantly, then yes, it's going to hurt. Mm-hmm. And it's just like having a cut on your arm. If you just push it over and over again, of course it's going to hurt. But if you leave it alone, it's not going to hurt.
Mm-hmm. It feel like a sunburn.
So there's really usually no reason, I think, for like back teen and all this other stuff that people suggest.
And legally, I can't suggest you take anything.
Yeah.
If I say, oh, take ibuprofen for pain, and then you die from an ibuprofen overdose, then I go to prison.
Yeah.
I can't tell you to take anything. I'm not a doctor. So ask your mom. Mom, my boo-boo hurts. What make it stop. But legally, I can't tell you to take nothing. But, most people, it's just like a sunburn for a day or two, a slight irritation, and unless it's like directly on your ass or, I don't know.
And I can guarantee you've been through worse pains in your life than having a little
You would hope
boo-boo.
so, but some people, I think, are pretty sheltered.
Yeah.
I mean, they might get kind of some blisters on their thumbs from doing this, but
There's
I think
a lot of hand-holding these days.
That's why the world needs a new Evel Knievel.
the world needs a plague.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to go that deep. It's somebody that inspires kids to go out and do stupid things. So they get hurt a lot when they're younger, so by the time they reach adulthood, things don't bother them as much.
Yeah, a bunch
Sorry,
of...
this show needs more coffee.
I know,
You
we're
drank
out of
it all.
coffee.
Most of the
Did I
show
do
is
the
you...
plug in this one for... Oh, yeah, you want to take this one?
This episode sponsored by Death Before Decaf Coffee. It's really good, and I drink it all the time. Not as much as I should, because she doesn't give it to me for free, even though, I try to hawk this shit on the show. And she I think she's giving me one bag. One bag!
Which is about empty.
Bullshit. Yeah, we need some more coffee. No, it's really good, and you can go to Death Before Decaf on Instagram or Facebook, all that good stuff. You just order online, and voila, it is delivered just like this. And you peel the top off, and it's hot, and it's just the way you like it. That's not true at all. You have to grind it up and cook it.
You have to create it yourself, which is part of the fun.
Yeah.
Like today, we went out and bought new coffee making devices. And
the French press and the Hippie 2000.
The hipster.
The hipster 3000.
What do they call those now?
Make it.
It's
put
something
it in the
I
comments.
had.
I don't know.
I had one of these in like the '80s, but it was just like it fit on top of your cup.
Oh yeah, like a little just
it
one
was
shot thing.
It was like a solo kind of thing.
I think we decided that we liked the French press, didn't we?
Yeah, because
it just sits there and cooks.
Because you can chew the coffee
Right.
the way I like it.
That's the way we like it. Anyway, Death Before Decaf, check it out. It's really good, and I think we beat that one up.
Okay.
We'll catch you on the flippy flap, kiddos.
Thanks, guys.
I think he should say it. He hasn't said much.
Say something.
So we need to
You need to
subscribe
subscribe.
to our show and like our show.
And like our show.
And that's pretty much it. Please subscribe to Q&A in the Kitchen. We have weekly videos.
No.
How often?
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks we post
that
up
special.
a new video with a couple of questions here. Just check back every couple of weeks and see what we got. Like our videos, subscribe to them, and check back every couple of weeks. Thanks, guys.
And also look for our weekly What's Going On.
Updates.
Yeah, our weekly updates, what's going on at the Skin Kitchen and the Axiom. We have tattoos of the week that we like to show off and tell you what's going down. So check that one out too and share it.
Share it everywhere.